everybody, welcome back to a new video on my YouTube channel. I'm Nicholas, and the main reason why a few years ago I decided to name this channel from Nicholas Gaming into just my name is that so once in a while I can make non-gaming related videos like this. And today, once again, very spontaneously, we are going to be making a tier list for Power Ranger opening theme songs. How did this came to be? A few days ago, this tweet hit the timeline, and this tweet led to various hit tweets landing on my timeline, just, you know, with some very cool moments from the seasons over the years, including theme songs and openings and everything. And yeah, that kind of made me check out some clips again, made me check out all the opening themes again. And I felt like making this ranking right here. You know, I probably never talked about it yet, but Power Rangers really was a part of my childhood, a massive one at that. A massive part of my childhood, yeah, especially when I was like 4 to 10 years old. Like, I'll get to it more when we talk about each season and the theme song, but Power Rangers was my shit as a kid, okay? I had Zords, I had action figures, and I'm even debating for my birthday next week if I actually want to go ahead and buy a very specific Zord again that I sadly sold over the years. So yeah, I don't know, it's just every now and then, every couple of years or so, I have this 1 or 2 weeks obsession with it again before it goes back into the back of my mind, similar to Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon and whatnot. That's just how it is with some hobbies and childhood things, you know? But yeah, I thought, why not? Why not make a tier list to the theme song city openings? Because that is, let's be honest, one of the best parts about any TV show in general, but especially Power Rangers, the theme songs, the openings. They're always iconic, and there's so many great ones, so many iconic ones, some that aren't as good, and we will be ranking all of those now from tier S to tier F. We got 6 tiers in total. We got S tier, the absolute best ones. We got A tier, which is amazing, really good. We got B tier, which is great, not as good as the others, but still really great. And we got C tier, which is, it's good, just good, nothing crazy, just good. D tier is okay, like, really, just okay. And then we got F tier, which is just straight up awful. Just really that good whatsoever. We're going in chronological order. We start with Mighty Morphin, and then we go over to Cosmic Fury. As you can see already, we obviously had 4 seasons of Mighty Morphin. 3, 4th one is Alien, but like it's the same. Just like Samurai and Super Samurai is the same. Like Megaforce and Super Megaforce is the same. Just like with Dino Charge and Ninja Steel, and you know, Cosmic Fury, Dino Fury is basically the same ones as well. So we don't have 30 themes here for 30 seasons, but all cut down to which is actually necessary. So let's begin. Okay. Number 1, obviously, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Obviously before my time. Yeah, I'm born in 2000, so obviously that era I watched more, and watched also when it aired live for the first time. Obviously still went back to Mighty Morphin over the years, and obviously the theme song is iconic. It's iconic, everybody knows it. It's been replicated so many times, and it's an all-timer. Nonetheless, if we take off the nostalgia glasses, I definitely wouldn't consider it one of the best. I think there's genuinely better ones, but I would still put it in amazing, for sure. Yeah, it's the first one, it set the standard, the energy is perfect, it's great, it's amazing. Like I mentioned, I think there's better ones, but it's still amazing, 100%. And I will already say this, I definitely want to maybe make a seasons ranking at one point. Again, this is just about themes, it's just about openings, it's not about the seasons in general. But we will get there at one point probably. And I'm very excited already because the season quality, yeah, pitch for Mighty Morphin, you know. Next up is Zeo. And Zeo is also great. Zeo has a very epic vibe to it, like that Zeo, you know, the somewhat quiet part of it. I wouldn't consider it as good as Mighty Morphin, which is why I would also keep it in amazing tier. I think there's definitely better ones later, but it's still A tier, for sure. Yeah, Zero was sonically very, very good, very different from Mighty Morphin, yet still had that vibe to it. So I think they did a really good job with it. Definitely A tier as well. Turbo is... I don't hate it. I think it's good in its own way, but like that's really it. Turbo was... It went away from that very epic, high energetic feeling and was a bit more childish, if that makes sense. Like it went a bit more away from getting a bit mature like these openings and already went more into a kids TV direction, sonically. I'd still put it in C tier because I still think it's good in what it wants to be, but not more. Yeah, I think C tier is appropriate for Turbo. I think that's very, very fair. In Space. Not just one of my favorite seasons, but also one of my favorite themes. I wouldn't put it in S tier either, but I definitely would put it into the top of A tier for now. There will only be one I think that I want to put in A tier that's above it, but In Space is great. The vibe of it is really great, that guitar riff in the second half of it is really, really good. Generally the vibes of that entire season were really, really great. And I feel like the theme and opening captures it really, really well. In Space is a fantastic season and it's a fantastic opening on top of that. Lost Galaxy is great. I think it's not amazing. It's a bit of a step down from the previous ones, but it also really, really good still. Yeah, it's like right in the middle for me. Yeah, which B tier is basically. It's good. It's nothing. It's great, but it's nothing too amazing either. B tier I think is very, very for Lost Galaxy. Though I think the season was pretty good. I think the season was pretty good as well. Lightspeed Rescue is really catchy. It's really different in some way from the way the song's constructed, but this Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue is really, really catchy. Also got a great guitar riff to it. I would also put it in amazing tier, but at the bottom for now. Yeah, I think all of these themes have a bit more crisp to it, if that makes sense. I think this has a lot of personality though. Lightspeed Rescue got a ton of personality to it, and the season itself was also once again pretty good. Generally we went from the more teenager vibe into a more mature direction from the characters and everything at that point, which I really, really, really enjoyed before we then went a bit back to that again, you know, later on. Lightspeed Rescue is a really, really personality-filled opening that's sonically not as much my vibe as these other three, but still really, really good. Time Force is the first S tier for me. That song is fucking amazing, especially that second half, you know, where we really, really start with the riff and start with the melodic part of it. Plus the shouting is really nice in the beginning and catchy, and this racing through another time, chronomorphers are on my tongue, those waters. It's so catchy. Yeah, the lyrics are burned into my brain. This season also one of my absolute favorites of all time for sure, just the entire premise behind it, and that theme song captures that energy so well. Like, that's so important. The theme song, the opening needs to capture the energy of the show you're about to watch, and Time Force does just that. Time Force, my first S tier, fucking fantastic. Fantastic theme song, man. Wild Force. I was really debating here. I was really, really unsure, like, very undecisive between S and A tier. I ultimately would put it at the top of A tier. I think the ones that I will put in S tier are just better. Yeah, I think they're just above it. But it's still amazing, man. The energy is off the charts. It has a lot of personality to it, especially the opening visuals. Generally, I love the season as well. As a huge Animal fan, you know, it was just a fun time, and I feel like that opening just captures that energy once again so well. I would say it so many times. If the opening needs to capture the energy of the show, and Wild Force once again does that. Not S tier. I think the other ones are just a bit better, but still top of amazing tier for sure. Now we get to a. Now we get to my childhood right there. Now we get arguably the best run Power Rangers ever had. I'm biased, 100%, the nostalgia childhood glasses are on, but I would consider Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder, and SPD all S tier. All three of them. All three of them. Generally, by the way, you could say the Time Force through SPD, those 5 in a row were the best Power Rangers ever saw. We can go with the Ninja Storm. I would consider it better than Time Force. The Ninja Storm opening is unimaginably nostalgic for me. The vocals and the melody to it are just extremely... Yeah, it just resonates so much with me. You know, it's not as energetic or hype or powerful as previous openings, but something about its flavor is just... Oh, so good. And man, I was also so sad when a couple of years ago I heard that news that the Red Ranger actor died. Man, Ninja Storm was really special, and I feel like that the theme song captures that so much. Also one of the best seasons they ever had, and one of the best themes. And ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, the undisputed GOAT. Both the best season they've ever done, and the best theme song they've ever done. Dino Thunder is fucking amazing. Dino Thunder is the definition of my childhood. You need to know that as a kid, dinosaurs were my thing. And when we then got a Power Rangers seasons, more than one, that is focused on dinos, I was livid. This was my shit as a kid. I had the Megazord, I had the figures, the White Ranger and everything. I didn't have those anymore. I sadly sold them or lost them or broke them over the years, I can't remember. But I literally went ahead, after seeing that tweet and like mentioned earlier a few days ago, I'm actually close to wanting to get that Megazord again for my background right there. It's unfortunately a bit expensive. I think it's like over 100 euros if I really want to get it. But man, it's like mentioned a part of my childhood. I remember so vividly when my father bought it for me back in the day. Where I'm like actually willing to say, fuck it, put it in the back there. I want to have it again. I want to own it again. It's just a massive part of my childhood, and the Dino Thunder opening captures that energy so much. I love it. And little fun fact, because I obviously watched those shows in German as a kid, because I'm from Germany. The voice actors for Connor and Ethan are the same voice actors for Jane Yuki and Yuki Muto from Yu-Gi-Oh!, which were like also my favorite childhood shows alongside Dino Thunder, those three, so fucking amazing. Yeah, Dino Thunder is the best. And SPD is the second place for me. SPD is second place for me. Also love that season. Incredible concept and premise, but my god, is that theme a banger. From the opening to the rock to the vocal parts of it. Oh, this thing, man, it just packs such a punch. Yeah, SPD emergency. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's so catchy. It's iconic. And like mentioned, Ninja Storm into Dino Thunder into SPD, unbelievable. Those three back to back. Probably the best season run they ever had. And like mentioned, we had White Force and Time Force before that as well, which is like also, you know. And it continued good afterwards too. Mystic Force. Cool premise, cool vibe. I wouldn't consider it as good as the others. I do really like that the opening and theme song feel very different. I would put it at the bottom of amazing tier. Yeah. I think it's still amazing. I think it's so unique and refreshing in its sound. Once again, captures the energy of the season really well. But I think I like all the other ones a bit more. But I definitely want to still put it in A tier, for sure. Mystic Force was a cool season, fun time. And the opening mirrors that really well. Now. This is probably the most divisive theme song in history. I know that so many people hate this. I know that for many people this is arguably the worst they've ever done, and also among the worst seasons they've ever done. And while I can definitely debate with the quality of the season, I actually have to say And this is probably the most controversial ranking in this video. I actually think it's good. I actually think the Operation Overdrive intro is good. Yeah, I remember thinking it was very odd at first as well, both as a kid and then as an adult once more as well when I got my Power Rangers face back a few years ago. But I don't hate it. And I think it's good. I think it's similar to Mystic Force, something unique, something different, you know? It's not just the same thing over and over again. And something about it is weirdly catchy, you know? This Operation Overdrive, Power Rangers, Operation Overdrive. It's catchy, you know what I mean? It's like mentioned sonically very, very different, and I obviously prefer everything above it, but I think it's good. It's good. I don't hate it, I don't love it, but I enjoy it for what it is. I think Operation Overdrive theme song, massively overrated. Again, the season, just okay. But I think that the theme song is cool. Yeah, I also really like the opening visuals in general. I think it's also really, really fun time. Like when they time that explosion on the you know middle half of it is, when you have that visual to it. I like it. I think it's good. I really don't hate it. I know some people will put it down here, but I actually have a bit of a soft spot for it. And arguably also among the best seasons I've ever done and theme songs I've ever done, my personal third place, Jungle Fury, in terms of theme songs and openings. This theme and its energy is crazy. This, similarly to Ninja Storm, has a massive nostalgia vibe to it. I just listen to this song, I just listen to its vocals in the main part of it. Oh, it just fulfills me with so much joy. Jungle Fury as a season was incredible. I loved the concept and I loved the swords and the, you know, entire vibe of it. But that theme, man, oh, it kind of felt like the end of an era, because it was one to some degree. Because I remember from Ninja Storm to Jungle Fury, I actively watched everything as a kid. And after that, it stopped for a while. Before, you know, I didn't watch RPM when it originally aired. And I then got back somewhere in the middle when Samurai aired for the first time. So there were a couple of years between that. I have such vivid memories of Jungle Fury, and that theme song brings in so many memories. It's just, we're the Power Rangers, Jungle Fury. It's amazing, man. It's absolutely amazing. I would argue maybe you could put Ninja Storm a bit above it, but I feel like I like the tone and flavor of Jungle Fury a bit more in terms of sound. Its energy is just off the charts. One of the most hype-up openings you can have in Power Rangers Evo. I love it. I love it. RPM. Like mentioned, I didn't watch it when it originally aired. I did catch up on it a bit over the years. I would put it into grade tier. Top of grade tier. I don't find it amazing because I'm not the biggest fan of the vocals of it. Yeah. But I love that riff. Like when the you know high-speed editing kicks in, really, really great. Like mentioned, if the vocal parts were a bit differently done, I would probably put it into amazing tier as well. But like this, I put it into great tier. Yeah, I think it's great. Like mentioned, not as good as any of those, but also not just only good. I think it's great. I think they did a great job with it, and I loved the season actually. When I then actually did check it out, very mature theme. Like mentioned, was the end of an era as well. This was like mentioned the end of my Power Rangers era as a kid, but this was like the actual end of an era back then, before you know Samurai came in. Great theme song, great opening, very, very different vibe and tone. Like it a lot. Power Rangers Samurai. That, like mentioned, a bit of a soft spot for me, because it was, I mentioned, a bit of a return, because it's been a couple of years, and I remember when, you know, I randomly came across Samurai one day on Nickelodeon and was like, Power Rangers is back? Really? What? Oh my god, you know? So there's a bit of a soft spot in that sense for me. I would say the opening, given it's a bit of a heavier version of the original, is great. Yeah, it's not amazing, it definitely shouldn't be up here anywhere. I think it's also definitely above good. I would put it above Lost Galaxy, but below RPM. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I think the energy is fantastic, and I actually enjoyed that season, you know, especially as a kid. The entire Decker arc was fantastic. But yeah, I think it's great. It's not amazing, it's not just good, I think it's great. And now, we finally get some entries down there. Megaforce is just okay, man. Like mentioned, when Samurai came in, it was a heavier, modern version of Mighty Morphin, and it felt great. But then Megaforce just came in and basically just copy-pasted Samurai in even less unique and creative. I was like, when I heard that, I was like, okay. Like, I didn't hate it, but I was like, really? We couldn't have come up with something else? Like, it felt really, really, really lazy. Yeah, it was really, really, really lazy. Yeah, hence, it's D2 for me. I don't hate it, this season though was... this season was really not all that, and I feel like the theme song and opening really, really represented it pretty well. It's D2 for me. Now, I was extremely undecisive here. Because similarly to White Force, I was not sure if I want to put this in A or S tier. And I feel like I want to keep S tier as a top 5. So we will leave it with those 5. But Dino Charge is top of A tier for me. Like mentioned, original Power Rangers time for me as a kid was from Ninja Storm through Jungle Fury. Then I like came back to it a bit with Samurai, watched some of Megaforce, and then I didn't keep up with it at all. And then like caught up with the very new seasons a couple of years ago. I don't even know exactly when. But I remember the very first time I listened to the Dino Charge theme song and opening, I had such a massive smile on my face. After Samurai and Megaforce, which I like mentioned, very uncreative, you know, Dino Charge felt like such a breath of fresh air. And there's such a nostalgic feeling to it. I listened to it for the first time and I just got put back in time in some way. It just reminded me so much of the older seasons, you know. That vocal part in the beginning is so great. There's we must fight to survive. That divides. There is only one chance to take the right stance. It's amazing, okay? And I probably would have put it into S tier if the second half was better. Because the second half then, you know, was the typical you know, Go Power Rangers part, which is like just lazy, it's overdone. But still, yeah, Dino Charge is amazing, dude. I feel like it's easily the best modern theme song they've done. It's by far the best theme song they've done since Jungle Fury, 100%. It's so great. Like mentioned, if the second half was a bit better, I would have put it into S tier. This way I would put it as the top of A tier. I love it. It's such a very different flavor and sound design, and it's incredible. Ninja Steel is great. I thought the theme song is actually great. I feel like it has a cool vibe and energy to it, but I wouldn't put it higher than B tier. I think it's the bottom of B tier. Yeah, I feel like it actually has a cool style and flavor to it, both the opening visuals, but just the song in general. Again, at that point, you can just tell that they ran out of ideas, because first we redid Dino Thunder with Dino Charge, then we redid Ninja Storm with Ninja Steel. You could just tell at that point they just were running out of ideas. The theme song was cool though a bit more into the Samurai Megaforce direction again, after Dino Charge was really unique. But bottom of B tier is still pretty good, I think. I think it's great. And now, the most recent seasons, Beast Morphers and Cosmic Fury. I haven't watched them whatsoever. I checked out a bit of Dino Charge. I didn't check out a lot of Ninja Steel though. I've not watched anything of these two, besides the theme songs. And man, Beast Morphers is D tier at best for me. I'm just really not a fan of that futuristic, auto-tune-like sound. The instrumental section in the second half actually is pretty good, but like, I don't know, man. The vibes just aren't there whatsoever. Not at all. You can even tell it by the Power Rangers logo. You see that? It just doesn't feel like Power Rangers to me, sonically. It just... you know. And then Dino slash Cosmic Fury basically did what Beast Morphers already did with the auto-tune vibe, and did it 10 times worse, and is for me arguably the worst theme opening they've ever done. Yeah, the most recent one, which is kind of telling for how Power Rangers as a whole, sadly, over the years, just kept going downward, and is now in like a huge legal issue as well, from what I've heard with Netflix and whatnot, to the point where it will probably take another couple of years till there's a new season. Obviously, I'm an adult now, so it's just not that same vibe and flavor and magic that there was back then, like mentioned from Ninja Storm to Jungle Fury for me. But you can just tell that Power Rangers just doesn't have that same identity anymore, and just doesn't have that same vibe and energy anymore, and I feel like these two theme songs just kind of confirm that as well. Cosmic Fury, Dino Fury opening is... it's awful, man. It just doesn't feel like Power Rangers, and I feel like if your theme song misses that mark, then it's just not good. Again, Megaforce is down here because it just felt lazy. Beast Morphers is down here because it's a bit okay, but also not, and like mentioned, Dino Fury slash Cosmic Fury is just awful. It just has no redeeming quality to it whatsoever, in my opinion. But alright, here we are. This is my Power Rangers theme song slash opening tier list. My top 5, for sure. I would consider it both top 5 in terms of theme songs and seasons, though I would maybe put Ninja Storm or Jungle Fury for the season itself. And maybe Time Force a bit higher as well, but I feel like these 5, the best theme songs they've ever done. A huge, amazing tier, yeah, with lots of great songs and seasons. A core-filled great tier, which is the middle of things, basically, you know. Which is like, great, not one of the best, but also really good. Then the 2 ones where I would say they're just good. I don't hate them, I don't love them, they're just fine. Then D tier was like really... just okay, and then like mentioned that one tier, that one awful song that I just really don't like whatsoever. Which, as you can tell though, means that majority, more than half than all the theme songs I've ever done were fucking incredible to great. Some of the best theme songs in TV show history, for just child shows, or like, you know, just shows in general. And again, Power Rangers, with whatever the soft spot in my heart, I'm like mentioned really, really close to dropping €100 on getting that old Megazord back, because it just, you know, it's such a nostalgic show and time for me, where I just really, really want to gift myself that for my birthday. But yeah, this is it with this tier list ranking, like mentioned, completely not gaming related, even though I actually remember playing a Dino Thunder game as a kid back then. But you know, I definitely want to do more non-gaming related videos at one point, because again, sure, it would make more sense to have solely gaming on this channel, but there's a reason why my name is the name of the channel, because I just put up whatever I like, whatever interests me. And today it was that. Drop your ranking of these theme songs and openings down below as well. Your thoughts on my ranking as well, do you agree with it or not? Leave a like to show me that you did. Always subscribe if you want to see more. Like mentioned, I might do more Power Ranger rankings down the line, whether it's the seasons or the Rangers or whatnot, you know. There's probably a lot more you can talk about. And maybe I just gotta do some more childhood related things, yeah, from Pokemon to some more Yu-Gi-Oh and whatnot. That's just so much good stuff to talk about. But yeah, I will have a wonderful remaining Sunday, a good start into a new week. I see you soon. More tier lists, Power Rangers, more other gaming content. So yeah, see you soon. Bye bye.